All right, you guys. I get asked sometimes about what that the female voice thing is that sometimes plays when I'm on my during my live streams. That's what this video is going to be about. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and then I'm gonna demonstrate it to you. Okay, so it's an app on my Android phone. I use a the Galaxy Note 8, and the app is called Voice Aloud Reader. Now, how I use it, it basically I can queue up whatever into it. I can either play it just directly right from the start. You know, as soon as I queue it up, I can listen to it right away, or I can just put it into a reading list and then listen to it later on. Like say when I'm driving, I have it queued up in a list, and then I can just play the first item in the list, and then just that'll go one by one through whatever the list of articles I had. Okay, so I'm going to first start out by going to the actual app itself, which is right here. Open an app. Sign in. Okay, so this is the basic interface. So all it does is just basically copies the text from whatever source. It can be a web page, it could be a Facebook post, it could be a Twitter post, or whatever you can imagine. Any kind of website, news article, anything that's text related, you can queue it up into there. Now I have it set up so when I copy stuff to the clipboard, it'll also play it out loud. And there's an option in here for that. Fine. No, I don't see it in there. Okay, actually, this gear icon up here. Speech settings. Start talking at once, and then as you see down there at the bottom, I have speak text copied to clipboard. There's some other options in here. You can see how I'm set up. You can just look at this yourself and figure out, what settings might be ideal for you and which ones you don't want to have set up. Pauses, headset, whatever. All right. Anyway, I'm not gonna go too much into the settings. You just gotta go in there and just read through and kind of tinker with the settings and set it to your own liking. But this is basically what it is, though. So I have this, I can hit the play button down here at the bottom. What thing did a car salesman do or say that made you walk out in the middle of a negotiation? Okay, so right here, I'm gonna hit fast forward and see it fast forwards it from sentence to sentence. And so on. So if I want to come back up to the beginning of the article, because I've not listened to this one yet, I can come on up here to there. Okay, now, so that's the pure basic of how to listen to it. It'll just read it out loud. It's a Google Voice Engine, or I forget what it's called. I think that's what it is. Google Voice Engine. It's automatically built into your Google phones, or Android phones. There are other voices you can use too, and there are ways you can even train it to pronounce words differently from where it actually does pronounce them. I'm no good at that myself, but there are ways to do it. I tried tinkering with that before in the past, and it just seemed like it was more trouble than it was worth. And I'll just deal with the slight annoyances of every so often hearing a word that's not pronounced right, like los, L-O-S. It pronounces loss like every other stupid American who doesn't know the difference between Los and Las. Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Los is, L-O-S is pronounced Los, not Las. The signal pronounce it Las. So to me, that's a pet peeve. But for everyone else, most Americans, everyone else tends to pronounce it Los Angeles, even though it's not correct. That's why that happens, and most of you guys aren't going to worry about that part, but there are going to be other little stuff that you're going to find is pronounced improperly, like particularly with my stuff, it might be expressing something in miles, with as an abbreviation, miles, but then this thing will actually pronounce it meters, because it doesn't know the difference between if it's, the abbreviation is meters or miles. They're about the same. All right, anyway. So the reading list is the part that really can come in handy. That's the part I really use the most when I'm driving, because Like I said, I can queue up as much or little, whatever as I want into there, and anything of any remote interest to me, I'll queue it up in there. When I'm on, usually when I'm on my off-duty time, and then when it's time to drive, and I just, it's something to listen to or something that other people can listen to, and sometimes it can have discussion points while I'm driving. So it's something I like to do. And once I get this messenger thing out of my way, let me mute this. So I forgot to do that. Okay, so the reading list. This button here on the far left, the top left, that's the thing there. Now, if you look down here at the very bottom, the very, very bottom, the black bar, it says Article 51 of 326. So it means I have 326 articles queued up into my reader right now. And then the current article, which is the one that says Quora 428, which is I do a lot of Quora questions and answers stuff. I like to play in there. So, like I say, a lot of good conversational kind of stuff can show up in there, and just interesting stories, stuff like that. So I like to listen to that. But okay, so notice how a lot of these have these blue bars on them. So like Quora 414 does not. It has a partial bar. It means it's only partially read. And then the ones that are all the way across are they've been read completely. Now, a point in time, I did just queue up only news articles because I wanted that way I could try to get caught up on those and not have them not be listening to stuff that's like too old. Whereas the Quora stuff, it doesn't really matter if it's old or new. It's just hey, what's your answer to this or that, whatever question, and it's a lot of times it's storytelling. So I wanted all the news articles to be at the bottom, and then I could just go through those. Now, you see, I got a bunch here. Most of them are all read through now. Now keep going. Now, see, there's a whole lot here, and I don't want to have to. You can manually delete them, so I can highlight this refrigerated carrier to close for good, and hit the X button down here at the bottom. That's one way I can delete them. The other way, if I come up here to the three dots up icon at the top, let me show you because how much I have here. It's a lot of articles, and I intentionally left them there so I could do this demonstration video because I want to show you how quickly it can clean them up if you know how to use it right. So I'm gonna hit these three dots here. The very top option here says remove finished articles. I'm gonna hit that. And now it deleted all of those. See, now I'm down to article 92 of 92. So now you have a number here that are only partially looked at, or that I didn't actually complete for some or whatever reason. Maybe I skipped ahead early, or maybe I went back to them at some point in time and listened to the or looked at something again, and but they've all been looked at. So these I'm going to go ahead and manually delete. So like where this Patrick Mahomes article is, all right, I'm going to go ahead and delete. That one I can delete. Penguin I can delete. All right. So all these, I'll just go through these and get rid of them all because I don't need them anymore. I've already looked at it. I've already listened to them. Like that Supreme Court article I just deleted there. I didn't realize I'd already queued up another version of that same article prior to that. So I listened to the other one in complete in entirety, and then a little bit later that same article came up, and I went ahead and skipped ahead. Now delete these. Okay, I already heard that one. So I'm going to scroll back up, and I've got a couple of Quora articles here that look like they're complete. All right. So from there, now let's just say I want to play this in 344 article. All right. I'm going to hit play right there, and it'll start playing it.
Article 3 of 76. Article 3 of 76. Tech. Samsung just launched an artificial human called Neon, and wait, what? Stan Schroedergen 7, 2020. After months of teasers, Samsung-backed company Star Labs, yes, just like the research facility in Super.
Good enough. It's really just a demonstration. You guys hear enough of this if you're watching my streams anyway, and Yeah, really, just a demonstration of how the interface is. That way, if you have any remote interest in this app for maybe your own needs, or you're just curious, here you go. This is how I work it. All right, now something else I can be doing. Let's just say I'm on my stream. I'm not going to actually go on my stream, but let's just say I'm not in my voice reader. It's not in the foreground. It's maybe cascaded back. Yeah, because normally when I'm streaming, my Streamlabs will be up front. So from here, I can just go ahead and hit my notification, and you should have rewind, play, fast forward, and then that other button there. I don't use the one on the far right. It looks like it's an audio-related button though. And so if maybe I want to skip ahead, sometimes you'll hear that I'll stop something and skip ahead to the next article.
After months of teasers,
okay, so I'll have that going on there. It's playing. Now you see it's got the pause button there now that I can hit if I want to stop it. Okay, maybe you already heard the article like I was talking about earlier with that Supreme Court case with the immigrant families, or the Mexican national families or whatever. Anyway, get rid of that thing there. It was one of those ones where I would just as soon hit the stop button, or play pause button, whatever, and not keep listening to it because I already heard it, and I want to skip ahead to the next one. Now here, I can go ahead and hit the fast forward button.
Article 4 of 76.
And it'll instantly jump to the beginning of the next article.
Open an app. Sign in. What is the...
All right, so that's a nutshell how this app works. There are other things you can do with it. Now the thing is, how do I get stuff queued up into it to play? I'm going to show you different ways to work with that, because you see here I have some. Here, how about this text message I got from my old trainee here? He's getting ready to start working for us soon. I'm going to go ahead and long tap it. I'm going to hit copy message text.
Request a load from Utah to Oklahoma. I start orientation Wednesday.
Okay, it's that simple. So I don't even have to look at it. All I have to do is just long tap it and hit copy, and it automatically reads it out to me. That's just an example. It's not one that I'm likely to use when I'm driving. Usually when I'm driving, I can just as soon wait till I'm stopped to look at messages like that. Alright, so coming back in here, there's this Newsbreak article. Okay, Newsbreak is one of the apps I use for news. This one says, children fight mom off as she tries to strangle their baby. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. And I'm going to show you there are different ways that sometimes I have to work with these to queue them up into my reader or play them right away. So I'll do each at a time. Okay, so these Newsbreak articles, I have to usually come down here where it says read more and expand it. And once I'm on here, now you can, it's meant for you to use the share button. I don't know if copy URL will work. We can try it.
Children fight mom off as she tries to strangle their baby sister to death, police say. Newsbreak. Mother who hanged 2 children in basement and sexually assaulted dog knew she would be arrested, planned to kill herself. Court. A Pennsylvania woman accused of killing her 2 children and sexually assaulting the family dog reportedly planned to kill herself after her arrest. As Crime Online previously reported, 36-year-old Lisa Snyder is behind bars in connection with the deaths of her children, Connor Snyder, 8,
okay, that's not the article that I have queued up. That's something else. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to go ahead and do it the way I've traditionally always done it. And that's for these specifically, Newsbreak articles. After I've hit the read more, I'm gonna just pick any word. It doesn't matter, any word in here in the article, like this locked. I'm going to highlight locked and then hit select all. And then, actually, let me come back. Because I forgot there's another button in there I can hit. I'm going to use that. Select all, and then I'm going to hit copy.
Children fight mom off as she tries to strangle their baby sister to death, police say to fab.com yesterday. The brother and sister bit her arms, kicked her, and pulled her hair in a desperate attempt to save the 6-month-old, police say. 2 siblings saved their baby sister's life after their
this is correct. This is actually the article that I queued up. Now that's if I want to play it directly. Now if I want to just cue it into my reader, like maybe I don't want to necessarily listen to it or read it right now, but I want to have it set up so when I start driving later on, like tomorrow, I can go ahead and listen to it while I'm driving, yeah, along with other stuff. So I'm going to just queue it up and put it in my reading list. So I'm going to hit select all and then share. And then the very first option I hear, I have two options here: voice add to list. Now, if you don't see that option in your entire list there, you got to go into your voice loud reader and change the setting, because there's a setting in there that allows you to select what options are that will show up on what you call this context menu or the share to menu. Okay, so add to list will add it to my reading list where it's not going to play it right now. It'll just queue it up so I can play it later. And then the voice aloud reader one, the second one over, that's the one where it automatically start reading it out aloud to me right away. So in this case, I just, as a demonstration, I'm going to hit add to list. Okay, as you see here at the top, there's that black bar with the red writing, added, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now it's in my list. I'll go ahead and exit out of this. This is one thing I don't care for about news break is it likes to play ads. Okay, so I can come into here. And let me scroll down to the bottom, and there it is at the very bottom of my list. It always adds it to the very end. Okay, same thing here. Man arrested at Apple Valley Christian with knife. That doesn't sound like one that really I care too much about, so I'm just going to swipe right and ignore it. I don't care about that one. But any kind of news article that might remotely interest me. All right, the stock market plunges. Nearly the Dow Jones fell almost 1,200 points. Okay, maybe I want to get. I don't care that the stock market fell. I'm more interested in what's going on with it. Like, why are they? What are they reacting to? Is it bullshit or is it something? There's some economic news or something else that I might need to know about. Yeah, for my own investment reasons. I don't like to follow the Dow Jones Industrial Average because it's a worthless and redundant index in my opinion. But that's beyond the point. So that's another one. I'm just going to queue it up. Now this one here, see I can, some of these articles I can just hit the share button right there and do that and it'll work. So like this one here, I can just use the share button. And all right, next one, former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh, whatever, sentenced to 3 years in the Bush scheme. Okay. I'm not sure I really care about that. Why do I care about her? I don't really. So I'm going to skip that. College admissions scandal. I don't know. Maybe it's something worth listening to. I don't know. Obviously, it's reprehensible what they did. But it's not one that super strongly interests me. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Maybe there could be something worth listening to on it. I don't know. All right. Okay, let me get rid of these Dodger stuff. And, okay, highlight in prison talk on Quora. What would happen if prisons abolished protective custody? Same thing, because I queue up a lot of Quora articles. I'm going to go ahead and show this as well. I'm going to pull up this article. Now, this one might be a little bit more of a pain because it's one of those read more ones where somebody shared someone else's post. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to show up. These can be an old pain in the butt. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to hit this share button. And then I can use copy link and make it and play it right away if I want to. Or, like I was talking about, I'd like to do a lot of this when I'm driving and don't have to interact with the phone at all, except for just hitting the play button and that's it. So I'm going to hit add to list. Now this one will take a little bit longer, and then you'll finally see the black bar with the red writing where it got added in a second. Okay, it's been added. All right, that's enough for a demo on that. I have some other things on here I can always do. Let me go ahead and show you on Facebook too. Facebook posts you can do the same thing with. Maybe you just want to multitask. You don't necessarily have to be driving. Okay, there's a guy in our JCT private group. I'm going to go ahead and just copy it.
If you have an APPT at Colton Walmart, call first. Don't lose a parking spot to find out they have no freight. 35 loads canceled yesterday and they are canceling today.
Ouch. That sucks. That sometimes happens there. Alright. So anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate this, that you have that capability with this app. You know, because maybe you want to hear, you know, especially if someone's a little bit more wordy Facebook post, like one I posted earlier this morning. Yeah, maybe you don't want to actually take the time to actually read through it all. Maybe you want to listen to it while you're busy, I don't know, playing some game or something, or doing some other kind of multitask related thing. But so that's basically a nutshell. I think that'll cover this. And let's say if you're interested in it, just find it on the Google Play Store. It's called Voice Aloud Reader. Aloud Reader. And yeah, you'll see it's this icon right here. You know, that loudspeaker icon. I need to update mine, but I need to get through my reading list before I want to update it. Get through my reading list before I update it, because I think I've updated it before and ended up losing all of my reading list items. So I want to get through my reading list before I update it. So anyway, that's it. As you see down here, listen to app reading aloud web pages, PDF files, document files, text files, EPUB and FB2 files, and more. Very useful app. Love it. As you see, it has 5 million plus downloads. It takes up a little over 15 megabytes. And that's about it. Alright, so that sums all this up. I hope you enjoyed getting to know this app, and I encourage you to definitely download it and check it out if it's even remotely of any interest to you. See if it might, see what kind of usefulness it can be for you. All right, thanks a lot, and we'll see you all on a stream in the near future. Okay, thanks.